Here's an interesting scenario because...
I actually can't see your chart on oil. I think I've got...
What are you looking at?
I've still got gold, I think.
Are you serious?
I can't actually see what that is, that chart. Yeah, I've still got gold.
Does it say US oil at the top? New share. Let's do a new share.
There you go.
There we go. US oil. Did it react? Did it get upset? No, it didn't get upset. It had a little bit of a what you doing to me. And that's only because, again, it was called a bit of an overreaction to what was deemed the price of, the US Fed Reserve putting its interest rates up. But anyway, we all went through that, and I think.
But they didn't, and they haven't.
They haven't. They were talking about it. They were talking, and this is the thing.
But they weren't. Where were they? I want somebody to paste into the chat box where the Fed actually said that they're going to raise, or they intimated that they're going to. Yeah, anything like that in 2023.
I'm going to make a note of this, Geoff, because I've got a lot, but I'll find it.
Apart from a press clip, don't send me a press clip. I want to see where the Fed actually said that.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it.
Simon, you're on my side. I think I have not seen this anywhere.
Yeah, all I got was press clips, but I've got to say, when I was 4:30 in the morning, I was only relying on press clips because I wasn't doing a full in-depth study on it. I don't know what's wrong with me.
No,
I need to step up my game at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, come on, get real. I wish I'd got out of bloody bed at 4:30 in the morning because I had the, as you know, you saw on Wednesday, the euro-dollar breakout trade.
Yes, that was
and
a good one for you.
did not a bad one, eh?
Oh, thank you very much. Tell your mother.
No problem.
But it's just this oil. Oil is, there's a couple of things happening here, but the sentiment is generally, she's looking a bit safe. Now, interesting around the traps and the Senate, I sort of like visit a few, stalk a couple of the websites with sentiment and what oil traders are thinking and direction and all the rest of it. Most of them now, all of a sudden, and we discussed this again the other night when we were just saying, well, when it was at 30, they were saying, oh, 50 would be good. When it was at 50, 70 will be good. Most of them are saying now they believe oil will remain above $70 a barrel. Good guess when it's closed at 71.41. It's a really
you
safe
get that
bet.
a lot, yeah.
But moving ahead, there's a couple of things. They are looking at $100 a barrel by the end of the year. Now, a couple of things on that. One is that there has been a restriction in the amount of drilling. Amount of drilling affects the amount of capital being invested. Vice versa, amount of capital being invested in oil for whatever reason, new drilling and new projects, has restricted the supply. This supply is going to continue down the line. The we discussed the other night, the QE pipeline has come to a screaming halt. So that's the one that will be taking oil from Canada down to Houston for processing and refining, and that's been stopped. So again, there's a few other elements out there, and there's a few things that are coming down the track that are really going to impact the supply of oil. We've been talking predominantly about the demand and how some economies are slowly coming back online, and there are more airlines coming back with lifting of restrictions and the pandemic seemingly a bit of I guess you could call it, not necessarily people are over the pandemic, it's just that people are, economies or governments have to open or are desperate to open, or learning to live with what we've got as more vaccinations move out. So there is two elements now. One, there is a few supply issues coming along, and we've spoken also about OPEC really keeping a choke chain hold on what is going on. And that's understandable because they blew it up last year, didn't they? So OPEC, drilling, new projects, capital expenditure also affecting supply, major pipeline pulled. That's the supply side. The demand side is as it increases. So this is where they're saying, well, supply issues, demand issues. Demand is going to increase, supply is going to reduce. This is where they're coming up with, they expect to see $100 a barrel. Seasonal bias until about October, November is for this rally to continue.
A little bit of headwind there, but it gets through that, then yeah.
Yep. So whether we're going, when you look at the chart, your headwind on your monthly, look at this, straight across, $75 a barrel, yeah. Right? So it gets to 75. I would imagine we have a bit of a sideways move until we get back up into this level again. So you can see it. I've got to say, this is about the time that Julian taught me how to trade oil. I was just thinking, this is easy. you just short oil. It's just going down. That was good. I really thought it was an easy commodity to trade when I first started trading it, because that was about it. That was about when Julian first introduced me to oil. And I'm hoping likewise we'll have a nice little run up to $100 over the next couple of months as well, as we see it. That was a seasonal bias. But when we get to 75, guys, I would imagine that we're going to have a bit of a pullback there. The other thing, we've just broken the 200 on the monthly. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Because, yeah, it will break through and it will tend to retest the 200 on a monthly, like that. See that congestion for several months? Yeah. That spaghetti is choking on the 200 moving average. So yes, I would imagine 75 might be a bit of a top out, and then we might see it consolidate before we take off to 100. So there we go. That's
by the dips.
Okay.
By the dips.
By the
dips. Muted.
By the dips. No, sorry, I just didn't hear you. I'm a bit shattered after 3 days.
Ainsley,
full tilt.
Go and have a Pinot.
Oh, gee, I've got to feed the kids. Yeah, okay, I better go. I'll catch you later.
Thank you so much appreciated.
See you later.
Okie dokie. There you go. There's Ainsley telling us all about gold and oil and her domestic situation with her children. And that's fantastic. And I'm sure I've got absolute confidence that she will have a Pinot with